You can control the behavior, but unfortunately, you cannot control the consequences. So basically, we have a free will. God gave us a free will, meaning we can do anything we want to do. But the unfortunate part is you also have to account for the consequence or the result of your behavior. I love when the great Lisa Nichols says, give yourself permission to start over 1,000 times. However many times you need to start over, you have to give yourself permission to do just that. But here's the other part that's not said. Before the result of the new behavior, when you decide to do right, kicks in, before that kicks in, you still have to account for the past behavior. Case in point, we've all been to school, whether high school, whether college. Here's the thing, we all have a GPA. That's a grade point average. And the thing they like to tell us about the grade point average is that it's cumulative. Well, the grade point average is not just cumulative. Your life is also cumulative. Case in point, the first 2 years, I may not do so well. Maybe I get a 2.2 grade point average. And then I have an epiphany. I want to be great. I want to give my best. And then for the next 2 years, before I graduate, I get straight A's, a 4.0 every semester. You would think I would graduate with a 4.0. That's not the case, because I still have to account for when I was getting those 2.2s. So I might actually graduate with maybe a 3.4, a 3.5 at best, but that's how life is. So let me encourage you, even though you start over, don't get discouraged when things don't seem to be going your way initially, because you still have to account for the behavior and the results of it when you wasn't doing the right thing. So never quit. And this is the example I had to learn from. I was indeed in college and I was on a football scholarship. I always thought I would go to the NFL. So I'm not gonna lie, I cut some corners academically in my undergraduate degree, right? I still graduated, but I didn't do everything I could have done to be the best academically, right? So when I got to grad school and I didn't make the NFL, I was so serious about school. I said, I'm going to do everything I can to get straight A's because I knew that football wasn't in my future. I went at it. I gave it all that I had. And I wasn't seeing the results. And this is why. Because I still had to account for the corners I cut in undergrad. There were some things I didn't know and didn't understand because I cut those corners during my undergraduate degree. So even though I eventually got on top of it and benefited and reaped the rewards from the seeds that I planted, it took time. Just like your life. Things may not be looking the way you wanted them to look. Things may not be turning out the way you planned. But guess what? You got to continue to press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling which is in Christ Jesus. Because ultimately, the tables will turn. But you must first account for the consequences of your past behavior. So if nobody told you today, let me tell you, you were born to be great. And I don't care what it looked like. I don't care how the results don't show for your efforts. You hang in there because you're only finishing up the results and the consequences for your past behavior. So stay encouraged and have a wonderful evening.